Okay guys, so moving right along with the debadging. Tonight I am going to take off the badges there. Probably the Z71 sticker, the dealer sticker, everything on the tailgate's going. Again, on this side it's Z71 and the 1500 sticker, or emblem, I guess them are. I'm going to show you a quick little tip that I've learned on how to get these emblems off very easily using some fishing line. So I guess let's get started on taking care of this. Okay, first thing you're going to do to get these emblems off, the way I do it anyway, is get yourself some heavy fishing line. I got a roll here. I've had this thing for years, and what you're going to do is wrap it around your hand and leave it on the roll. That's what I do. You can take off a piece if you want, and you have to be careful with this fishing line because the reason I wear gloves is because it can actually cut into your hands. It's so sharp. And really what I'm going to do with it here is I'm going to go behind the emblem here, and I'm basically going to cut the tape that holds the emblem on. And you want to stay as close to the body as you can without actually hitting the body, because you can actually cause scratches if you go here and use this fishing line and rub it up against your paint. So you want to go as close to the body without actually touching the body, and you just go back and forth. The longer the strokes that you can do, the more likely your fishing line isn't going to break. But I break a lot of fishing line when I do this because it gets hot, overheated and stuff, and then it'll break. The heavier you go, probably the better off you're going to be. But that's how I cut these emblems off without having to get in here and pry. Because when you're getting in here and prying with something, you're going to scratch the truck. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you do. You are going to get some scratches if you're going to get in here and pry. Possibly, if you pry too hard, you can actually make dents. So, this is just the way I found that it works super easy. You cut the emblem off, then use your eraser wheel to get the tape off, and no damage, and you're ready to go. Another thing when you're cutting through this, this will actually cut through and into the emblems. If you want to save these emblems, you really got to be careful that the fishing line, you're not pulling outward, because it will cut into the emblem. This fishing line is that strong and that sharp. And like I said, it'll cut into your skin too if you're not protecting yourself. So, and there I just broke my line. So what I do is I just get some more out. If you can do longer strokes, the line will last longer. But doing this kind of can't do real long strokes here because I just ain't got the room. But so once you cut it all the way through, your emblem just comes off like that. Okay, now the emblem is gone. Okay, I'm going to give a couple warnings for people that want to completely debadge a vehicle, and probably more for older vehicles, but you really have to do some investigating before you actually start to debadge. If there has been body work done and the body shop didn't take the molding off or didn't take the emblem off and they repainted the panel, there is going to be a very noticeable mark all the way around the emblem from the clear coat that was put on over the original clear coat. You could possibly wet sand and buff that out, but it's going to be fairly difficult to do that. So if you've had body work, it might be a bad idea to actually debadge a vehicle, especially if you can't wet sand and buff to get all that out. Another thing is, you can see that once I've got this badge off, you can actually still see an outline of it. And most of the time, again, this is with older vehicles, you can take some wax and hand wax that out. I'm actually going to wet sand and buff areas on this truck, so I'm not really worried about it. But most of the time, you can just take some wax by hand and wax that out. Sometimes it will require a real buffer, and if you can't do that, you know, you could probably go to a dealership or a place where they actually detail cars. Tell them what you did, you debadged, and you can still see the outline, and they can probably buff that out for you, probably for a minimal cost. But if you're dealing with a newer vehicle, most of the time you just take the badges off, clean it off, and you're good to go. This is a 15-year-old truck, so I'm pretty much expecting that around every emblem on the truck. But like I said, I'm going to buff this truck out anyway, so I'm not really concerned with that. I believe that's it for the warnings. I'm going to take the Z71 sticker off now. Probably going to get some flack for that. People are going to say, now no one's going to know you have a real Z71. Why would you do that? Well, you know, I really don't care if people know this is a real Z71 or not. I'm going for a look. And once I get all this debadged, you will understand the look I'm going after. But the Z71 decal just does not go with the look I'm going for. So it has to go. A warning on decals too. I've actually seen some people clear the decals into the paint. Again, if your truck has had body work done, or vehicle's had body work done, and you think it's been repainted or something, you know, really examine what's going on with all your emblems and decals, just to make sure you don't get yourself in trouble. Because if it is cleared in, you ain't never going to get that off with an eraser wheel. You know, that's in the paint. You have to sand it down and get it out. So I guess there's my warnings. Actually, I have all my emblems off and all the goo off them. Last thing here is the Z71 decal, and that's about to come off right now. Well, so there we have it, guys. All the Chevy emblems are off. Z71 stickers off. Even the little LS badge for the door, I took them off. Again, I don't really care if people think this is a base or an LT. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm going for a look. I'm not sure about taking off the moldings. After taking everything else off, kind of up in the air about that. I don't really want to completely black this truck out like my dually. I'm thinking maybe of just having some touches of chrome here and there on it, not completely blackening out. So the side moldings are still up in the air. I'm just going to leave them on for now and see what happens with the truck. Probably next thing is going to be to buff it, try to buff it out, get the worst scratches out of it, and I guess we'll go from there. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.